Here's how to make this animation right here in After Effects. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is cie_𝗁𝗵 and I make graphic design and motion graphics related content right here on YouTube. The design is used in today's animation was created by NDADESIGNS. The link to his social media is in the video description, so you can check it out. He's a very good designer and also a member of our motion design community where you can connect with me directly. The link is in the video description and the project files for this video will be left in the video description also. I had an amazing time collaborating with him and he did an amazing job. So let's jump right to the video. So this part was recorded after I have made the tutorials, but this is very important, so you guys need it. So the composition was created in a very large frame size, and you're just going to have to reduce it to 1080 by 1080. Understand? So that everything will have to be easier to render on your system. Next thing I'm going to do is you have to create a new null object. And you can just select everything from the beginning to end here, and you're just going to parent that to your null. Now you can now shrink it, so it's going to be like 15.3. so from here now you can work on it properly. Okay, first let's just bring in our Photoshop file into this place. And I'm going to change the import kind to composition. I'm not going to put on really thin layer size. I'm just going to leave it at composition. Click on OK. Now we open it up like this. So the first thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to work on the movement of these trees and all the trees that we are going to actually use in this scene. So we'll start from the animation of the first background first. So I'm just going to come down here and I'm just going to solo these two layers here, so I can see only them. I don't need this anymore, so I can delete that. So what I'm going to do now is let's just zoom in, and I'm just going to move so I can see this orange tree up here. And I'm going to my puppet pin tool here, and this is what we're going to use. So I'm going to make one pin here, going to make another pin here, going to make one pin here, and going to make another pin here. So I need you to make sure that everything you're doing it at the beginning of your timeline. Oh, and also my timeline is 16 seconds long, if you guys did not know. So what I'm going to do now is let's zoom in. I'm going to hit U so I can open up and see my keyframes down here. And I'm going to around 2 seconds here. And so my breeze is going to be blowing from this side like this. So I have to figure out how this tree is going to move in relation to where I want my wind to be blowing. So it's going to move this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come here. If it blows this will have to bend upward like this. And if it blows this will have to come downward like this. Now I think I've seen a problem. I'm just going to add one more pin, and the pin will go here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to select all these are beginning keyframes here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come down to 4 seconds here. That's here. And I'm going to paste it here. Now I'm going to select everything here. Hit F9 to easy ease. And I'm going to come to our puppet pin keyframes here. And I'm going to look for the ones that have actual keyframes in the middle. So this one, this one, this one. I think that's all. Now I'm going to click my stopwatch here. I'm going to type in loop out. So now I can just select this and copy it. So what this is going to do is that after this finishes here, it's just going to keep on animating till the end of our frame or our animation or whatever we call it. So let's do the next one. So this one in the middle also, alt click and paste. Okay, so what I can do now is I'm just going to shut off my solo layer here. Okay, so I'm just going to go up here and I'm just going to find my palm trees. So palm tree left and palm tree right are up here. Now let's go back to the beginning of our timeline again. So at 0000 here. And I'm just going to use my puppet pin tool and I'm just going to make a pin here. A pin in the middle here. One pin here. One pin here. One pin in the middle here. And one pin at the end here. So this is amazing. So I'm going to come down to 2 seconds again, and like I said, the wind is blowing this direction. So looking at where the trees are pointed, and if the wind interacts with this tree, is going to move it downward. So what I'm going to do is at 2 seconds here, I'm just going to move this out of frame like this, and I'm just going to use this to adjust it like this. This one, I'll move it down a bit. Like that. And like I did the last time, I'm just going to select everything in the front here, all the keyframes in the front here, copy it, come to 4 seconds, and I'm going to paste it. Select everything and hit F9 to easy ease. I'll click this and I'm just going to type in loop out. So hit U so you can close it down, and I'm going to work on the animation for this tree now. So it's going to be basically the same thing. Now, looking at the shape of this tree here, when the wind interacts with it from this side, it's going to blow it upward. It's going to blow this one too upward. So let's come down to 2 seconds. Okay, now, so if we play it back, we have everything moving like this. It's beautiful. So the last animation I'm going to work on before I move on to another thing is I'm going to animate this one also. So let's go to our puppet pin again and let's find it. So I think that's this one. Yeah, that's this one right here. And let's zoom in so you can actually see more of it. Let's just increase the resolution a bit so we can just animate it properly. So remember, always start from the beginning of your timeline here and go to your puppet pin. And I'm just going to select this point, select this point, select here. I'm going to select here, I'm going to select here, 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 here. I think that's all. And what I'm going to do, come down to 2 seconds right here. So it's blowing this way. So if it's blowing this way, this is going to bend. This is also going to bend. Like that. Hit U. Copy the first part of your keyframes here. Come down to 4 seconds and paste it again. So now we can just close this up and let's zoom out. Now we have this moving, this moving, this moving. So next thing I'm going to work on is I'm going to make sure all these my leaves around here are also moving. So it's pretty easy. All I just need to do is I'm just going to go to my position or click the stopwatch here. I'm just going to type in wiggle. Inside I'm going to put 1,10. Now I can just select this, copy it, and I'm just going to paste that on all my other leaf position property. Okay, so I think I'm noticing something. For example, for this one that is down here, it's shifting away from the distance, shifting away. So I have to actually handle that. So let's find out where that one is. That's this one. So what I can just do is I can just move it like this back to the center. So let's see that again. So now even though it's rotating in a fixed space. I mean, even though it's moving in a fixed space. Okay, that is beautiful. So next thing I'm going to do is now I'm just going to work on this our other noun thing here, and I'm just going to come to our seal, this seal layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new null object. And I'm just going to move that down until it's above our seal layer. So that is here. Now, I'm going to move the anchor point from my null object to where I think the middle point of this circle is. That's here. And I'm going to open my rotation property, and I'm going to make a keyframe of my rotation at the beginning here. Come to the end, and I'm just going to write 3. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to parent this my seal layer to this null layer right here. So you can see, if you zoom in, let's zoom in a little bit more. If you zoom in now, you can see our seal there is rotating. All we just need to do again is to add a little bit of wiggle on this our orange here and this orange here. So let's go to orange left and orange right. And I'm just going to open their position again, or click their position. And I'm just going to add wiggle 1,10. So if we just play this back on its own, okay, I can see that this one is jumping out a little bit. I can just move this one back a little bit, and this one, move this one inward a little bit, like here. So now let's work on the animation for this orange juice layer right here. So let's find our orange juice text. I think that's at the top. Let's hide all this leaf. Okay, so I come to our orange juice layer here, and let's just make sure that nothing is selected down here, and I'm just going to my pen tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a simple mask that forms like wave shape, like that. You bring it down here, join it up here. Now you can shut off the stroke, and for our fill, you're just going to use like white. Let's just use the white that is there already. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring my shape layer until it's directly above my orange juice layer. So that's here. Now I'm going to open my position, and I'm going to make a keyframe at the position, and I'm just going to drag that down like this. Let's just drag it even more than that safe. Then come to around like 1 second here, and I'm just going to raise this up until it covers everything entirely like this. Now I'm going to my effect and preset panel, and I'm going to type in turbulence. I'm going to apply turbulence displace on my shape layer. So let's increase the amount of displacement a bunch and increase the size. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change the track matte of my orange juice to my shape layer here. So that is what actually gets filled up when you move it like this. Select the two of them, hit F9 to easy ease. I'm going to open my graph editor like this, select this, and I'm just going to drag this by end slow. Now I can take this tool, and I'm just going to move this back to around 12 seconds here. Okay, it's still too fast. Let's move this back like this. Now I can see that our social media icons here didn't the fill I used for them did not apply, so I can just come down here, go here, type in fill, and I'm just going to change the color to white. Now the next thing I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to toggle the modes again. I'm going to select everything. Don't think we need this color fill, I'll delete it later. And we're going to activate 3D on all the layers. Now for this color fill here, I can just delete that. I'm going to create a new camera, 35mm. I'm going to click on OK. Now I want to see like 2 views, like, so I can just select so I can see 2 views. So this is our camera here, this is our poster down here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to reposition some things. For example, this our PNG and our tree here, I'm just going to open up their position property and I'm just going to increase it to 5,000. Now you can see it's really far to the back and it's very, very small. I'm going to increase their scale until it matches up perfectly with it again. So now let's come here and let's see if I can show you where it is now relative to the. So you can see where this part of it is and you can see where our poster is. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start separating a lot more of them into other layers. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this what's the color of this thing? It's our orange layer here. So that one now, open up our position and I'm going to change that to 4,000. Go to our scale. Going to scale that up. They cover everything again. Guys, need to scale it down a bit. Next thing we are going to work on, let's put our palm trees where they are supposed to be. So let's find our palm trees. Let's close this one and close this one. Palm trees. So palm tree left and palm tree right here. P. Change that 3,000. Scale. We're just going to scale it up. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the whole bottle and everything that is here back. And the whole bottle now I starts from here and ends here. So this is everything. So I can hit P, come here, go to 1,000, hit enter. Up, I missed something. Oh, I think the last one I missed. So P, change that also to 1,000. So let's move that down and select everything that I just selected now. S, and I'm just going to scale that back up. I think the last one for me to do will be the oranges, these two oranges. So the two oranges are supposed to be at the back of this one here. So I actually made a mistake. So let's just rectify that now. So for our palm trees, let's see where I put them. I put them at 3,000. So the oranges should be at 4,000. Orange right and orange left. P 4,000. Open up our scale. We use the scale thing up. So now we have all our layers actually layered properly. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do some camera controls right now. So I'm going to open up my camera here, open up transform. Now I'm going to come to 12 seconds here. I'm going to make a keyframe on my position and my point of interest. Now I'll go back to the beginning of my timeline here and I'm just going to zoom in a bunch. So next thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to move this down like this so that I can start from like this what do you call this thing, this orange side. Now I'm going down to around 4 seconds here and that is going to be somewhere like here. So I want to go down to the what do you call that place, to the place that says fresh and healthy. So I can just zoom out a little bit more. Okay, now I've gotten it in our frame and now I'm just going to move forward to somewhere like here and I'm just going to move until I see the healthy parts. Okay, so I've gotten that. I'm coming to around 8 seconds here, and 8 seconds I want to come to this other now part of it. So let's just zoom into that. Then from there we have it moving back outside like this. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so for this, I think let's just move this barcode a little like this. Now what I'm going to do is I can just select everything here, hit F9 to ease. I'm going to open up my graph editor. But first of all, for this part here, I can just move this inward like this. Here like this, I'm just going to move this inward. But here also, let's move this inward. And here also, I can drag this inward and also drag this inward like this. Okay, so let's make a few adjustments. Let's move this front a little bit more so that it will actually last a little bit longer. Okay, so I think I want to let it linger a little bit here. The second thing I want to do is I want to come down here to this my review here. Let's let it start a little bit earlier. So let's say around here. Let's open my graph editor. Let's adjust this speed graph a little bit more. So let's move this backward more. Then I can now move this down to somewhere like here.
Then guys, watching that video, what do you guys think? Let me know in my comment section. Like, share and subscribe, and that shout out to NDU Designs for this amazing design, and I really appreciate it. So from now to the next video, remember, improve every day, grow constantly, and dream endlessly. Love you guys. Booyah!